it's Grace. So today, or right now, is hair stuff and feelings. I have so many feelings. We'll start off with the hair stuff. I really wanted a silver version, but like, I don't know, I just can't find one that I like at the moment. And this was in front of me. It was on sale for like, I don't know, I want to say like $8. Well, I was waiting for a million years at the chemist yesterday. So I was like, y'all know what? Metal clip. See if that works better. The black one I bought is pretty good, but I don't know, it could be more supportive. I don't actually know how to do my hair in one of these properly. It's been a long time. I think I said this when I tried that purple one from the Kmart. Oh my gosh. When I unboxed like all the Kmart stuff, like up and down and up, because I have a lot of hair. Ooh, that feels way more grabby. Ooh, like it doesn't look good, but it feels good, and I guess that's what counts. Feelings. So I'm still so sad about Luna. I thought it was getting a tiny bit better, but I mean, these things just don't really get better, I guess. I mean, gradually over time, but like it's been months, and I'm just kind of hating everything more again. I'm still trying to look into kitten stuff. I think that's what we need, even though I know it's gonna hurt for a while. Like, we can't do it on our own. We need help. Tiny fuzzy help. So fingers crossed for that. My work is better, like that's great. My relationship with my partner, like we're okay as a couple, but like we're not okay. So that's a little hard. I'm just trying to be there and talk to him. But my health at the moment is, I mean, it's always a concern. Sorry, this is like, what do they call it? Turban headband? Fashion bando. Okay, whatever. Don't care. I don't know. It's just been getting so much worse. The older I get, the worse it gets. And I'm just sick of it. So I finally researched enough and could talk enough to my doctor. Like, not my GP, one of my specialists, to say, hey, have a look at my brain and spinal cord and stuff. Like, I've been reading a lot, and like, because it is an all over system thing, it's not like, usually if there's one system sort of affected, you can kind of say it's from here, but this is like everything. My mum's always said whatever this is lives like deep dark down, and if she could describe it, it'd be like a giant octopus with a million tentacles that's like lurking a million miles under the sea. And I don't know, I've just been taking in so much information just all the time, trying to figure it out. And it's got to be from the brain, because like, what causes everything? Like, what controls everything? It's the brain. If you can't find the fault in the organ or the system, I don't know, like, brain. I'm pretty sure, like, I know this is a bit wild, but I'm so sure that most of the problems surrounding a lot of things, mental health, old age, things we take for granted, really could possibly be from brain and spinal cord stuff. And I don't know how, kind of like, not microscopic, but you know, we're looking at this much of a picture sometimes, and like we need to look at this big of a picture to like try and piece together like all these stuff stems up stems up to the brain. But then at what level does the brain have to be under a certain stressor for it to start making systems malfunction? Like, I know, again, this is wild, but what happens if, because it controls so many things, it therefore causes so many things Like, honestly, my memory is so bad. I really thought I was getting Alzheimer's, and my mum confirmed she's had the same thoughts, going, oh, I'm going crazy and I'm losing my memory. And it makes you feel horrible and isolated and alone, and sometimes you just don't really know what the truth is because your memory's that bad. You just, oh yeah, probably happened like that, or don't think twice about something you maybe should. So what happens? Like, again, far-fetched, I know, but my brain likes to make connections and weird connections, and it's just kind of connecting all these weird dots. I really need a drink because I live in a time of information, and this is not just from one source. This is from thousands and thousands of different sources and people's experiences and scientific documentation and studies and random accounts on blogs. Like, it's just, I've just been absorbing all this information and going, well, this kind of works, and every other answer I've ever thought of has always been, yeah, like, I don't know, the highest I've got is probably 80%. Going, yeah, that covers most of my symptoms. There's still all these elements I'm unsure of. But all the stuff I've been reading up about, my pronunciation's going to be awful, but bear with me, Chiari malformation in the brain can lead to so many things, but comorbidities or other things that can not replicate those problems, but kind of have a lot of the same symptoms, but have their own stuff as well. So tethered spinal cord. I've always sat on the floor because it's the most comfortable for me. Why? Not everyone sits on the floor. Not everyone has a problem sitting in a wheelchair. Like, just, it's not just one thing. It's like hundreds, probably thousands of like things that have been happening all my life, or things that I've had once or a few times, or just adding up my life's experience and my family's experience. It seems to be very genetic in some way, and I've always said I wanted genetic testing, but I'm not sure it's going to show up like that. I know, now look, I need to look a lot further into a lot of things, but I'm only one person. I don't know, I just think there's a link to my systems slowly failing and getting all these autoimmune symptoms without it showing up in my bloods, and my brain actually being the cause of all these things. That's why it doesn't show up properly in the bloods, because it's not the organ, it's a brain thing. I think I got sidetracked. The level of whatever's going on, spinal fluid leak, tethered cord, Chiari malformation, and I always forget the fourth one, and then I thought of a fifth one the other day. I'll write it down one day. But like, they all basically just slowly kill you. Like, that's just the short version. They shut your body down. So, look, again, I'm not saying this is the cure for everything for everybody, but what happens if it's a cause of just so many things? Either the collagen weird and doesn't support things like in the rest of your brain. This is really simplifying things way too much, but if your brain's in like a collagen hammock and the collagen starts getting effed up, whether you have collagen problems or not, that might be the cause of a lot of aging problems, as well as like systematic problems. Okay, it's weird. I'm just gonna sound like the biggest weirdo, but I just want to know the possibilities. There's just such a lot of crossover between all of this stuff, and a lot of mental health issues, and a lot of now I don't know exactly how to put this, but neurodivergent is just such a big, huge spectrum. What happens if the spectrum never stops on both ends? I don't know. Maybe I just do a lot of people watching in my job. I've got a lot of interactions with people. I just take in a lot of things. And everyone, to some extent, displays a lot of traits of not being the same as other people, but everyone's got it, but in their own different way. Like, one person you talk to will absolutely be self-conscious of their person and what they're saying and stuff, and the next person doesn't give a crap. But my brain likes to kind of group things, and all these people, like, they don't fit into groups, but there's more similarities sort of here and here and here, and this person, you might think they're way out there, but actually they're okay. They've actually got a lot of similarities to other people or someone further down this end, but they've got other things contributing and different to that person that makes them sort of more extreme. I haven't found the words to properly explain what I'm thinking yet, but everything is really, really correlated, and most people looking for their answers, especially to a lot of medical problems, try and identify one cause, but what happens if it's kind of, everything's complicated? But if you want one cause, can we look at the brain? Because the brain really does control everything. You see it in a lot of different ways. There's some people that can't talk, there's some people that can't walk, there's some people that are fine and decline in age, or decline at any different time and might get better, might not get any better at all, ever. It's just very interesting, especially since the pandemic, and there's been a lot of people suffering from what doctors call long COVID. I think it's just an extreme manifestation of other physical problems people have probably had all along. A lot of people like say, oh, you know, I've had this before when I've been really sick before, or I've been really stressed before, or I don't know. There's a lot of varying factors, but I'm pretty sure they all lead to brain things. Could be wrong. I need help in research. But it's kind of fun. Not thinking I can save the world, but what if I can help some people without have gone down the traditional education path? What happens if I'm just not suffering for no reason? I think that's optimism. I not only want to help myself, that would be really cool, but what happens if I could help other people? That's really cool. I've always wanted to help people, but I didn't know how. Hopefully this is, I don't know, not an answer, and everyone's going to think I'm insane for a while, and I don't want people to believe me. I just want people to think about it. Because I've experienced a lot of this, and I know some things aren't normal, and I'm a pretty logical person a lot of the time. Look, some things are just beyond my control. Obviously, I've got brain stuff, like there's stuff I've been trying to do differently a lot of my life, and I can't. But I try and figure out why. I've always been a why person. So I've always known that whatever the doctors have been telling me about my body, based on their descriptions and their experiences, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem right. How come my treatments don't work for said illnesses? And not just in me, like the expectations of people with certain blood work indicates a certain illness, and maybe they shouldn't be as healthy as they are, but they are. And like, why do all this stuff? Hopefully I can do some good. I really would like to help some people. I don't want anyone to live like this. It sucks. No one deserves this. Alright, hopefully I can put my brain to good use. I guess I'll talk to you another day, if you don't think I'm too crazy. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.